Scamming in real estate has always been a big thing, but with social media, it's like it's more and more. So let's look at 5 things to be wary of when you are trying to get into real estate and who to look out for. Number 5, residential real estate investors who always wear suits. That's not reality, guys. All right. If they claim to do residential real estate and they always got suits on and they're an investor, not an agent. An agent is a job. I understand that. But if they're an investor and they always show up to social media with these suits on and everything else, chances are they not right and they probably don't do residential real estate. One thing about residential real estate, you will find a old head guy with some overalls on and some work boots, literally. And that's the guy who probably owns 70 properties in that city, okay? All right, this is the work in real estate is not necessarily glamorous. The things that we do, the properties we walk in. We walk into some nasty stuff. That's just the reality of residential real estate. There's no need to be suited and booted, all right? I wouldn't even recommend pulling up to a Bentley in the properties we walk into because your Bentley carpet will be filthy after walking the stuff that we have to walk. So chances are I would be wary of that. Number 4, contractors who only accept cash, okay? You will come across these contractors. So I have learned, I tell them up front, hey, I pay with check and I need your W-9. The reason why I have them fill out a W-9 so I can report to the IRS that I paid this person, okay? Now, what happens is you find these guys, oh, no, I can't, cash only. Be very wary of those people. Those people are normally on the run from state boards. Like one case, a guy was on the run from the HVAC state board, right? He had open situations with them, so he couldn't leave a trace that he was doing work, so he only wanted cash. So be very careful of contractors who always want cash, because another possibility, they probably are not going to come back, all right? Now, if you've been working with a guy for years and y'all got a work relationship, it's okay to give him cash, all right, here and there. But if they start off, oh, I only accept cash, and you like, wait, I'm a businessman. You claim to be a businessman and you don't accept checks or anything else. All right, well, listen, we don't need to do this job. All right. And I'm telling you this, when you go to court, the judge doesn't care about cash. He cares about what's in black and white. Now, when you come with canceled checks in court, you got all the proof that you paid this person. Please keep that in mind. Number 3, be careful of high yield returns, okay? What does that mean? Somebody promising you 20 to 25% if you invest in their residential real estate deal and things of that nature. Be very careful of that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say run, but listen, a lot of the social media scams who are getting exposed, and I'm not talking about Flippin' NJ or just Caesar. A lot of them, it's a lot of people that have been taken advantage of, and all colors, all ethnicities, etc. They have been scammed by the promise of these 30% returns, 20% returns, 25% returns, right? These high returns that are not normal, and they gave the individual the money, and that's the last they heard of that money. All right. And the person goes on to move and moved on with their life. So be very mindful of that. Another scam that walked in the back door via real estate, when all these real estate guys started promoting these Amazon stores, the way they went was, hey, listen, you send me $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You don't do nothing, and you'll get a 10% return every month. So what does that mean? You send that person in $15,000, and every month they're gonna set you up this store, and you'll make $1,500 a month. Well, all these real estate guys, a lot of them are being sued or have been sued, and come to find out that it was a scam. All right, that crept in the back door in real estate somehow, because all these so-called real estate influencers started to promote it. So be careful of not only just high returns in real estate, in other industries as well. All right, everything requires work. Okay, if somebody says, "Hey, just send me your money," and they shut the door on you and say, "Hey, we just gonna pay you X amount every month," and they're promising this high return, be careful, man. Be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and say run the other way. Now, in real estate, are there people who lend money and they get a payment every month? Absolutely, but that's a business within itself that you should definitely educate yourself on before doing it. Number 2, people who want you to invest in their real estate deals and give them the money. So for example, let's say that I'm $30,000 short on the deal, right? And they say, "Hey, listen, I need $30,000 for this real estate deal. Once I sell it," they do the what we just discussed, the high return, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I just need you to give it to me. And the person then gives them the $30,000, right? Cashier's check or whatever the case may be. Believe it or not, people will give cash. I read it in the flipping NJ case, aka Caesar. People will come in his office with cash. So, but anyway, you give the person the money, and of course that person sells the deal. And once they sell the deal, or they might not have owned that deal at all, and they just disappear, okay? Now, when you're loaning somebody money, okay, what you want to do, you want to send it to the title company, if that's what you use in your state, or the attorney. I'm in North Carolina, we use attorneys. So that money going directly to the attorney, all right? And you want to talk to the attorney and say, "Hey, listen, he's telling me I'm making a loan on 123 Main Street. Can you make this loan secure against that property on 123 Main Street? Get that secured, because a promise to pay back is only as good as the person who signed it, all right? Any contract is only as good as the person who signed it. That's one thing they don't teach you in business school. I know it's contract this, contract that. Contract don't mean nothing if that person doesn't own anything, so they don't have anything in their name. You go sue them, okay, you sue them. Now you find out that you're the 5th person in line trying to collect from this person because they owe everybody else and they have nothing in their name. And after 10 years, your judgment disappears. So it's like, yo, bro, the person doesn't have any bank accounts. They live with somebody. They're basically living off the grid, but they're amongst us. So be careful of that. If you want to give somebody money for a real estate deal, what you need to do is you need to talk to an attorney first and find out how you can be secured against that property. And the person telling you about the opportunity say, "Hey, is it okay if I'm secured in that property? All right, I understand you have a first mortgage. Can I be second mortgage against that property?" To make sure that you are paid. So now when he goes sell that property, they got to call you for a payoff. Okay? So you want to secure yourself. Okay? This happens everywhere. People take money for a property, they sell the property, move on with their life, not paying the people who gave them the money. Now, I have gave an unsecured loan, but I had a relationship with that person. I trusted that person. I knew the person's family, so it worked out for me in that case. So, but if you don't know nobody, if you don't know the person, don't do it. All right. Number 1. Be sure to do a title search on the property they are telling you that you are investing in. Okay? Be sure to do a title search. What does this mean? All right, there was a guy on social media. He was going out to Cleveland. He was selling these people properties that was on the demolition list, okay? He had the title to the properties. So he would say, "Hey, listen, give me $15,000 for this 3 unit," and that sounds like a good deal. $15,000 for this 3 unit. and these people that live in Cleveland, he sell it to them, and then 2 weeks later, the city is knocking it down because these properties were on the demolition list, okay? Always do a title search, all right? Another thing, this happened in the city. Somebody lent an expert some money, right? They lent the expert some money, and the expert, they went to the property, they walked it. The person, the expert, who was the real estate investor, said, hey, I own this piece of real estate. I just need $25,000 to finish it out, and I'm going to sell it, right? And make the money, and I can pay you back, $35,000 or whatever the case may be. Cool. The person gave the real estate investor the money. Come to find out that the real estate investor never owned the property. Never owned the property, all right? So if you don't know how to do a title search, right, that's fine. I've been doing this business full time since September of 2012, been in it since 2007, all right? I don't know how to do a title search, okay? It's not my expertise. However, I know that I can go to an attorney in North Carolina and say, hey, listen, do a title search of this property. How much you'll charge me? Let's say it's $250, $350, $450. The prices will range depending on who you talk to. They will look at it and make sure, and they will let me know, okay, well, it has these outstanding loans, these judgments, these liens. Now, as far as ownership, do you have to do a title search? No, but you could just go on the tax record to see who owns it, right? Now, once you go on the tax record, it's going to show the actual owner. What is the real estate investor going to say? Oh, the county didn't update the records yet. Oh, so you closed? Yeah, I closed on it. They just didn't update the records. The county is behind. All right, that's when you do the title search. Now, spending that $300 just saved you $25,000, okay? So you gotta look at it like that. Like, nah, I don't wanna invest in this. This person don't own it. Be very mindful of people, man. So those are 5 things I'm gonna tell you to look out for, man. It's getting crazy out here, and it's gonna get crazier with the popularity of social media, man. Most of these people are fake. Don't just send them your money. Man, listen, bro, but stay focused, stay on the grind, and watch this video next to me where this person's own cousin scammed them. I'm Nasa, aka the real estate guru. I'm not a guru, I'm a guru because I actually do this business. Peace.